Okay, so for this part of the lesson, we'll get to explore the applications of trigo ratios to right-angled triangles. And if you recall in the very beginning of this lesson, we've actually mentioned that trigo ratios can actually help us to solve for an unknown angle or an unknown side in a right-angled triangle. Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you this four-step approach. Hopefully you can remember this at the end of today's lesson, which is very useful to you when solving for an unknown angle or an unknown side. Okay, so step number one, when you're given a right angle triangle, okay, step number one, identify the three sides. Okay, so after you've identified the three sides, with the given information, decide whether to use tua, ka, or so. Okay, once you've decided, fit in the given values. Okay, when you've fitted in the given values, you are now ready to solve for the unknown, be it an unknown angle or an unknown side. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at our very first example. Okay, we'll get to see how we can make use of trigo ratios to solve for an unknown angle of a right-angled triangle. Okay, so this question is asking us to find the value of theta in degrees. Okay, so the keyword here is in degree. So please make sure that you do a calculator check and ensure that your calculator is in degrees mode. Now let me write down the four steps by the side. Okay, you need not write this down when you're attempting the question, but in the early stage, you can try to put it down so that with more practices, I'm sure you'll be able to remember the four steps at your fingertips. Okay, so let me write down the four steps. Okay, my first step is to identify the three sides. Okay, with respect to angle theta in this case. Okay, so let us do the labeling and the identification of the sides. So with respect to angle theta, so the side which is opposite to this angle theta will be side AB. So I'm going to write this as opposite. Okay, and side BC will be your adjacent, and your side AC will be your hypotenuse. Okay, I'm sure you'll be very good at identifying the three sides of a right angle triangle at this stage. Okay, so our second step, now once you've identified, you have to decide, okay, with the given information, whether you use tua, ka, or so. Now what are the two pieces of given information here? I've got the value of the side AB, which is my opposite. Okay, my opposite. Okay, I'm given another piece of information which is the length of my side BC, which is 12 units, which is my adjacent. So with opposite adjacent, O and A. Okay, so I will decide to use tua. Okay, tangent. Now that I have decided that I'm going to use tua, my third step is to fit in the values. Okay, so since I've decided to use tua based on the given information, I'll write down tangent angle theta equals to, I know that tangent is actually opposite, which is my side AB, over my adjacent, which is my side BC. Okay, so I'm going to do my step 3 to fit in the known values. So angle theta is still an unknown, something I need to find at the end of this question. So my value of side AB, it's 5 units. Side BC, it's 12 units. So if you recall in the earlier part, slightly before this lesson, okay, we've actually learned how to make use of our calculator to an inverse function to find the value of theta when given a trigo ratio. So the value of my angle theta, it is actually tangent inverse of 5 divided by 12. Okay, so the value of my angle theta, now if you recall, how many decimal places or significant figures should I leave my final answer of my angle be in? Correct, 1 decimal place. So you should get a value of 22.6 degrees. So this